All right, Jimmy. This game seemed like it was kind of one of those grinded out affairs where you had to take the chances you got. Is this a game that the team might not have pulled out in seasons prior?
Yeah, I think so. I think especially last season, we struggled in our midweek games. And I actually on this team, or our team this year, I still expected more out of them, and so did our coach. And I think we could have came out and did better. We could have prepared for it. They were a good team, and we let some things slip away. And I think we just need to prepare better for next time. But I'm still proud of the team for coming out and getting 3 points.
You guys haven't dropped points in consecutive games this season. What does that say about the team's resilience?
We have a good character ever since the beginning of the season. And whether it was a preseason game, or beating Clemson, or coming back from losing from SMU or Columbia and beating them 2-1, I think we just have the drive to win. Last season was really tough on us, and the senior guys are really good at leading the team and getting ready for the next game. Letting the losses get behind us and not letting the wins get us too high. So.
Even when you have multiple players rotating through that back line, there always seems to be a pretty good cohesion, especially as the season's progressed. What accounts for that more than anything, do you think?
Well, I think leadership. I would think we still get into the swing of things. He's a really good player, but as much as I can, I try to help him. And having Dewey next to me, and even Connor, who's played a lot, is really helping. If he comes in, or whether it's Pimlock coming in, they're both really experienced players. But just as long as we keep coaching them, they're going to keep doing well.
You see a lot of people getting wrapped up after the game, a lot of ice. You're winding towards the end of the regular season. How big is it to be able to have the rotational guys come in with the injuries, with the smaller injuries?
Yeah, our sub guys are huge. They're coming out, they're doing well, and we're going to need to get deep into our roster. With a few guys hurt, the season's getting longer, and we're just all recovery. But I have faith in every single one of my players that come in, and I'm not worried about whoever comes in. I think they can all make a difference. So I think we have a very deep squad, and I've always trusted them to come in and do what they can to help us win. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
All right. So the first goal of you for this season, could you describe to me what happened on the play?
I just remember Dewey threw it in. I think Jimmy headed it and just bounced perfectly right to me, and I was like, you know what, I'm not taking a touch. I'm just hitting this first time, and lucky for me, it actually went in this time, so it's a great feeling.
It was part of the decision, redshirt senior, second to last home game potentially, might as well take a swing at it.
Absolutely. I was like, you know what, I could pass this or I could shoot it. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, and, went in.
Obviously, your role on the team isn't necessarily to score goals, but what does it say that it seems like game in, game out, there's always somebody different who's stepping up for the team?
Oh, I mean, that's huge, man. This is, I would say out of all the team sports, this is one that truly embodies, teamwork. 11 guys working towards a common goal to win a game is, something that we pride ourselves on. And, for everyone to step up like that and fulfill a role for the team, it's huge.
Coming up on senior day, what's that last time marching on to the margin, or potentially?
Yeah, it's the last regular season home game, so it's bittersweet. You get to play. I got to play 4.5 years on this field. Every time, coming out here and battling with my brothers is one of the greatest things ever. So, it's definitely something I'm going to miss, but hopefully we can get a couple postseason games here. Maybe, I don't know, 3-4 more games, maybe potentially. So, it's a little bittersweet, but other than that, it's been a great time here. So.
This regular season's winding down.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have a lot of little injuries. There's some big injuries. How do you, you're a redshirt senior, how have you seen the team be able to, work around the injuries?
Well, just the guys stepping up off the bench, it's a long season, a lot of games in a short amount of time. You're going to need guys coming off the bench and putting in good minutes, and I would say that so far our team has done that for sure. And, the guys that come off and provide the minutes for us, they're a huge, huge help, and they definitely are part of this team's success so far.
Coming back from the loss against Penn State, how important was it for you guys to bounce back and get back the points?
Absolutely. It's a huge, huge game today. Not just for our team success, but NCAA tournament, Big Ten tournament, that kind of stuff. Even though it necessarily doesn't, help the Big Ten, it just helps getting back on track and getting ready and getting us focused back for, another game here Saturday against Northwestern, who's going to be a good team. So, just getting back on track and getting into the flow of the game again and getting, reps is always, helpful getting back after especially a tough game, a tough loss against Penn State. So, just coming back and playing, getting 2 goals, that's huge. So
3 games left of the regular season. How do you take this and pull it into the postseason and keep the momentum going?
That's exactly it. You just got to keep the momentum going. Win or go home is basically, this time of year. It's always normally a basketball reference, but it's the same thing with soccer. This time of year, postseason, win or go home. So that's the only thing that's on our team's mind, is to win games and hopefully look good doing it. But we'll take any goals how they come and any wins how they come.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, on that last goal, it seems like it kind of roamed loose, and then you managed to pick it up far corner. Take me through the goal right there.
Ryan Sarkowski did a good job, stealing the ball from the defender, and the ball, they tried to clear it, and I got the second ball. And honestly, I was trying to cross the ball, and luckily it just went in.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, if it was a cross.
It was supposed to be a cross. Yeah.
What did Baroni's step over do for it, or tummy flick?
The fake?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the goalie thought he was going to touch the ball, and that's why he didn't dive towards the far post. But stuff happens in soccer. So
with the season winding down, you guys still haven't had back-to-back games where you've dropped points. What does that say about the team's resilience and character so far through this season?
Last year we didn't have a good season. We lost 8-9 games, but this year we knew we could be a great team, and not losing back to back is huge for us in terms of NCAA tournament. So I think we have a good chance of getting into NCAA tournament now.
Do you think that's a lot of guys just stepping up in terms of their experience and readiness to come onto the field?
Definitely, yeah. We have a lot of experienced guys from last year. We have new guys who are influencing the game a lot. So I think the combination of both is helping us a lot.
If you heard the first two guys come up, ask the same question. End of the regular season, injuries are starting to pile up a little bit. How do you guys deal with it, or what do you see from the postseason with the subs coming in?
Subs are huge. I don't know if you can see the scar right here, but in soccer, the injuries happen. So, Drew got concussion last game or 2 games ago. Hunter stepped up, and he performed well last game against Penn State. So, subs are huge in terms of our success.
Good. All right. In this type of game, Coach, where chances are more or less scarce, is this one where you more or less just have to battle through and take them as they come?
Well, for me, it was a little bittersweet. You're always glad to get a shutout. You're glad to win a game. Any game in college soccer, I say, is hard, but I didn't think we were sharp today, and I thought we should have created more chances. Credit to Yale and Kylie, they do a good job, and they were hard to break down, but I think if we were sharper and a little bit better in our movements and determined, we'd have got ourselves in some better spots.
Is this a time, though, when you can walk out and, even if you're not satisfied with the performance, be satisfied with the result and credit that to maybe this team's experience this year?
Yeah, well, I think, look, at this time of year, the most important thing is results, and I'd rather work on stuff as we continue to get better throughout the end of the year with a win. So that's the piece. I would say that we've got to be better against Northwestern. Chances are they'll be similar to Yale in some certain things. They'll definitely be more dangerous on the counter and just better all around the park. So in the Big Ten games, everybody knows each other. So the thing is it was good to get a result. It's good to learn from these moments, but if we don't sharpen things up for Saturday, it'll be a long day.
In terms of the season as a whole this year, how did possibly last year's struggles and troubles throughout the year prepare you guys to be able to bounce back even after a tough game like Penn State?
Yeah, I think this team's pretty resilient. I think these guys are, we played 14 games. I don't think there's ever been an issue of work rate with this team. They've always come out and work hard. They put their bodies on the line. They do everything we ask. So I'm pleased with this team in that regard. And they always want to work and work for each other. So that's been good. I think sometimes mentally we've got to be a little bit better and sharper. And so that's what we'll work on for Saturday.
How do you take a game like today and then with only 3 games left this season, how do you use something like this to move forward and going into the postseason?
Yeah, well, look, I tell our guys we're chipping away at a chance to get an NCAA tournament at-large bid, and we're not there yet. But this, you got to accumulate wins, and so this is a good thing. We chipped away, and we got a result at home, and we got to 10 wins on the season. Now, you know, we refocus back on the conference, and now, you know, I think both us and Northwestern, you know, we can get to 4 wins, they can get to 3 and tie us in the conference. So, you know, this game's going to be monster. This team has a chance to be the first team to host a Big Ten quarterfinal. I don't know if you can lock it up with a win on Saturday, but I think you can certainly put ourselves in a very good chance to do that. So, you know, I think there's things to play for every game, and this game was the NCAA tournament, and now we have a chance to still finish second in the Big Ten.
You said these guys put their bodies on the line. A couple guys dealing with injuries. How big is that going to be going into the postseason? Who are you expecting to step up?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, look, and I'm not complaining. Everybody's going to be a little sore. Everybody's going to be a little injured come postseason, and credit to these guys, they play with some, you know, nicks and bruises and things like that. And so I think the more you kind of learn and figure out how to do that, the better off you be. So, you know, I think as a whole, you know, we want to get Giuseppe back going. This was good just to see him out there, Connor out there. You know, I thought Ryan Scott has done a good job, so we're going to continue to need him as well going forward. So we've got some different things to look at, and you know, I'm happy with where we're at.
With so much ahead, is it hard to keep the focus ever at the one game a time mentality?
Not for me. Not for me. I mean, and I think the guys too. I mean, it's like, I mean, this is like survival. This season, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday is crazy, and so, you know, these guys are running 3-5 miles a game, and then they got to turn around. And Northwestern's doing it, and Yale's doing it. Everybody's doing it, you know. So I don't think you have to. We're not looking beyond Northwestern. I don't think our guys are. We just want to get back on the winning track there.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.